Something happened. That was like 5-degree difference. So let's see what happens. In this video, I'm going to be testing out this DYI air conditioner in my vehicle with my car camping setup in the extreme heat. I'm going to be doing some temperature testing too in there. It's 32 degrees out here, so it's really hot weather to be trying this out. If you're anything like me, you don't care for camping in the extreme heat too much. I personally don't like it. I don't sleep well, and I just don't enjoy myself. And if you've been watching the channel, you'll know that I've been getting into car camping a little more, and I even did some winter car camping, testing out heaters to see how they would do in the vehicle. But in the summertime, when it gets hot, I've been trying to figure out a way to cool it down. So that's why I'm trying this out. So the first thing I did is go ahead and put my car window covers on. I can do either black or silver on the outside, but I decided to put the silver on the outside just to reflect some of that sun's heat away from the vehicle, hoping that's going to help keep the interior a little bit cooler. So I've got my windows covered, and I'm just going to start out by putting a thermometer in here at first, just to get the temperature of the car with the windows covered compared to outside, and we'll have a good starting point. Okay, so it's a half an hour to 45 minutes later, and we're going to check out what that thermometer says here. Okay, so look at the temperature here. Can you see that? It's not even registering. It's above 50 degrees, above 120 degrees Fahrenheit. That's crazy. Obviously, I can't be in a car during those temperatures, so I went ahead and unrolled this window and the one on the other side. I'm going to leave this back door open for 5 or 10 minutes just to make it more realistic in there, let some air in there, get it to a better temperature, because obviously if you're out car camping in extreme heat, well, you may not do that in the first place, but you're not going to be sitting in the car with all the windows rolled up unless you have the car started and you have the air conditioning on. I ended up opening 2 doors and the hatchback and got it down to a more realistic temperature of a whopping 39 degrees Celsius. So I'm in the car right now. What I wanted to do was bring it down to a closer temperature so that we could start off at a more realistic kind of thing and see if the temperature still goes back up to whatever it was, like 50 degrees Celsius, or if we can maintain or lower with this system here. Let me show you the system. I have a block of ice here just in an old bottle that we freeze, and then I have water in here, and so that just what I'm hoping for is that this is going to cool down the water, and then that will give more cool surface area to blow to the rest of the car. Up at the front you can see I still have each window open just to allow some airflow in here. 39 degrees Celsius. So I'm going to go in the house for about an hour because I can't stay out here. It's too hot. But is it going to maintain its temperature? Is it going to raise higher again? Or is it going to lower? That's what I'm interested in seeing. If you have any tricks to keep vehicles cooler in especially the extreme heat, please leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear it, and I'm sure others would too.
I'll start your timer for 1 hour.
33 degrees Celsius. An hour later, let's check it out. 41 degrees Celsius. I can actually say that that's better than I thought it was going to be. It's only 2 degrees warmer in here, and it's been an hour later, and it's 33 degrees Celsius outside. You can see here that this bottle, it still has some ice in it. It still has, the water's fairly cold. In a case like today, I think you'd be better off just to turn on the air conditioning, start your car and turn on the air conditioning and really cool off if you had to, if there was some sort of emergency or anything. I'm going to leave the thermometer right in front of the fan here and see if that cools it down at all. I had it down here before because I figured that coolness drops, heat rises, so that might be a good spot. And when I do put my hand here, it does feel a little bit cool, but it could just be because there's moving air. The thermometer will tell us in about a half an hour. So it's a half an hour later, let's have a look. With the thermometer placed right in front of the fan and the ice, it's about 38 degrees Celsius. So what was that? It went down about 3 degrees. So it is doing something, right? I think that with it being 33 degrees Celsius out right now, it's just too much for this kind of little system to handle. Here you can see just after that hour and a half that most of that ice from here is actually melted. And I mean, really, that's to be expected with this kind of heat. I don't know if like a bag of ice would have been better to do. I'm not sure. This is what I had around, so I wanted to try it out to see if it had any effect. You'd be better off to go with those mesh coverings that go over your windows and keep your windows down, because at least you'd be as warm or close to as warm as the outside is, and it's still warmer in here than it is outside. Maybe if it was in the 20s, this might have more an effect, and maybe I'll have to try that. Let me know if you have any experience with that. Have you ever done anything like this? And you know, how did it turn out? I'd love to hear about it. Since I've been in here, the temperature has gone down to almost 36 degrees Celsius. So now I'm going to try something. I'm going to take this one away and I'm going to put a fresh block there. And so I'm going to give it a little while longer, actually, because something happened. That was like 5-degree difference. And I know it's just sitting on top here, but that means that it is cooling a little bit. So let's see what happens. Okay, so there we are. It's down to almost 35 degrees Celsius. So it hasn't changed a huge amount, another degree in the last half an hour. And there's a look at kind of the whole setup. I just have a very basic setup in here. I'm not actually car camping. I was thinking about going camping, but in my area of the world right now, I'm in Manitoba, Canada, and we're under a state of an emergency right now because of all the wildfires going on. They're pretty bad. This year we've had a lot of hot weather and humans causing forest fires. So that's one of the things about putting something over top of here, like a screen mesh, and leaving the window open. Right now, that wouldn't be viable for me because it's too smoky. I've done enough damage to my lungs over the years in the past. So out there, when you're breathing in the smoke, it's not the best. So I'd rather not do that. I've always wondered how a system like this would do in a car camping situation. In this extreme heat though, it just can't keep up. It's just not going to. I was wondering, and now I know. If you have any experience with any of this kind of thing, or any tips or tricks to keep your car camp setup cool in the heat, please drop a comment. Other than that, that's going to be the video. So remember the most important thing, folks. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.